Right. Let me get in Andrew Latham, in fact, a professor of international relations from Minnesota as well, who's joining us now. Professor Latham, your viewpoint on this summit in Alaska, how much progress has been made towards peace between Russia and Ukraine through this meeting between Putin and Trump? Also, the optics of it all, what did you make of it?
Well, they're two very different sets of issues. I agree with my colleague, Professor Joseph, on many of those points. This was a fiasco, a bust, if you like. In terms of the optics, I think there were some positives there and some negatives. It's reassuring, and it should be reassuring, to see the two presidents of these two powerful nuclear powers backslapping and glad handing and complimenting each other and referring to each other by their first names. And that tonally is quite different from what we've seen over the last at least month, 6 weeks or so. So that's a positive. On the negative side, Putin does come away as the public relations winner in all of this. He's positioned himself by literally and metaphorically being on Trump's red carpet. He's positioned himself as the leader of a great power, a peer of the United States. That is something which he has been denied in recent months, at least, well, in fact, since 2022, as he and Russia have been, to some degree, isolated on the world stage. This hasn't entirely undone that, but it's gone a long way. So chalk one up for Putin. In terms of advancing the peace process, such as it is or isn't in Ukraine, there was never any possibility that in 3 or 7 hours they were going to agree to even the vague outlines of a ceasefire or let alone a permanent peace, because none of those are on the table. Both Zelensky and Putin have taken ceasefire more or less off the table if it freezes the status quo. And permanent peace, we have two irreconcilable political projects at play here, two nationalist projects that are simply irreconcilable. And the only way they're going to be reconciled is if one side wins on the battlefield. You can't negotiate this away. And it looks like Russia, unfortunately, but it looks like this is the case, Russia is squaring the circle on the battlefield, slowly, grindingly, but inexorably. And that's the backdrop to this entire, I like the term fiasco better than bust, actually, because it wasn't just a failure, it was a spectacular failure from an American, from a European, and especially from a Ukrainian perspective.